Chapter 10 Decimals. Decimals are a form of number in algebra that have a full integer and a fractional portion separated by a decimal point. The decimal point is the dot that separates the whole number from the fractional element of the number. In the previous class, you have studied the meaning of decimals, the way to write them, and also their addition and subtraction. Let us further recall what we have learnt about the decimals in the previous class. Decimal fractions. The fractions in which the denominators are 10, 100, 1000, etc. are known as decimal fractions. For example, 5 by 10, 23 by 100, 78 by 100, 528 by 1000, etc. are all decimal fractions. We have 3 by 10 is equals to 0.3. 9 by 10 is equals to 0.9. 11 by 100 is equals to 0.11. 99 by 100 is equals to 0.99. The dot in a decimal representation is called decimal point. Decimals. The numbers written in the form of decimals are called decimal numbers or simply decimals. For example, the numbers 0.29, 5.18, 21.815, etc. are decimal numbers. A decimal number has two parts, the whole number part and decimal part, which is separated by a decimal point. The left part of the decimal point is called the whole part and the decimal part is to its right. For example, in 429.21, the whole number part is 429 and the decimal part is 0.21. The absence of any of the parts is shown by 0. For example, in number 0.75, whole part is equals to 0 and the decimal part is equals to 75. Also, we read a decimal number as A, 2.15 as 2.15, B, 63.219 as 63.219, C, 0.28 as 0.28. Place value chart. For decimal numbers, we have the place value chart as shown below. Example 1. Arrange the decimal number 4563.728 in the place value chart. As we know that the place value chart for the decimal number looks like this. This is the decimal. So place the decimal here. Now start writing the number from the right hand side. We have 7 to 8 on the right hand side of the decimal. So it's 7 to 8. And on the left side of the decimal we have 4563. Let's start arranging the number from right to left. So it is 3, 6, 5 and 4. So this is how we place the value in a place value chart. In this, the place value of 4 is equals to 4 into 1000, which is 4000. And place value of 5 is equals to 5 into 100, that is 500. And place value of 6 is equals to 6 into 10, that is equals to 60. And the place value of 3 is equals to 3 into 1, that is equals to 3. Now the place value of 7, 2 and 8. Multiply this 7 by 1 by 10. It becomes 7 by 10. Now place value of 2 is equals to 2 into 1 upon 100, that is equals to 2 by 100. And the place value of 8 is equals to 8 into 1 upon 1000, that is equals to 8 by 1000. So this is how we perform this question. Like and unlike decimals. Decimal places. The number of digits contained in the decimal part of a decimal number is the number of decimal places in it. For example, the number 9.23 has 2 decimal places and 92.036 has 3 decimal places. Like decimals. Decimals having the same numbers of decimal places are called like decimals. For example, the numbers 3.722, 8.073, 0.3815, etc. are like decimals. Unlike decimals. Decimals having different numbers of decimal places are called unlike decimals. For example, the numbers 2.032, 9.273 and 29.32 etc. are unlike decimals, since these numbers have 3 places of decimals and 2 places of decimals. An important result: putting any number of zeros to the extreme right side of the decimal part does not change the decimal number. For example, we have 0.3 is equals to 3 by 10, which is equals to 3 into 10 whole divided by 10 into 10, which makes it 30 by 100, which is equals to 0.30. On the other hand, 0.30 is equals to 30 divided by 100, which is equals to 30 into 10 whole divided by 100 into 10 is equals to 300 divided by 1000, which makes it 0.300. Therefore, 0.3 is equals to 0.30 is equals to 0.300. Similarly, we may write 9.38 is equals to 9.380 is equals to 9.3800, etc. Thus, we may convert unlike decimals into like decimals. Example 1. Convert 4.8, 2.25 and 0.893 to like decimal. As we know, the term like decimal means the numbers should have equal number of decimal places. As we can see that the greatest number of decimal places here is 3, which is this number 0.893. We can see that it has 3 number of decimal places, that is 8, 9 and 3. So we need to make these numbers with the same number of decimal places. And how we are going to do this? We know that we can write 4.8 as 4.80 and also we can write it as 4.800. We can write as much as zeros after this number. And similarly, 2.25 can be written as 2.250. Now we can see that it has 3 and 3 number of decimal places. So we have 4.800, 2.250 and 0.893 as like decimals. Other relation in decimals. Suppose we have to compare 2 decimals, then we follow the following steps. Step 1. Convert the given decimals into like decimals. Step 2. First, compare the whole number parts. The decimal with the greater whole number part is greater. Step 3. If the whole number part are equal, compare the tens digits. The decimal with the bigger digit in the tens place is greater. Step 4. If the tens digit are equal, compare the hundreds digits and so on. Example 3. Compare 3.681 and 3.61. In order to compare these numbers, firstly we need to make them like decimals. So we have 3.681 and 3.61. We have 3 decimal places here and 2 decimal places here. So we need to make this number a 3 decimal places number. So 3.61 can become 3.610. Now write the other number 3.681. Start comparing from the left hand side of the decimal. We have 3 here and 3 here. Now write the other number, 3.681. Now start comparing from the left hand side of the decimal. We can see that we have 3 here and 3 here. So there is no comparison because they are equal. Now coming to the right of the decimal, we can see that we have 6 here and 6 here. So again there is no comparison. Now we have 1 here and 8 here. As you know, 8 is greater than 1. So we can say that 3.681 is greater than 3.610, or we can say that 3.681 is greater than 3.61. So this is our final answer. Addition of decimals. To add 2 or more decimals, we follow the following steps. Step 1. Either the given decimals are like decimals, otherwise change them to like decimals. Step 2. Write the addends one below the other so that the decimal points of all the addends are in the same column. The digits having the same place values should be in the same column. Step 3. Add as in the same case of ordinary numbers. Step 4. In the sum, put the decimal point directly below the decimal points of the addends. Consider the following examples. Example 1. Add 8.64, 580.7 and 84.357. In order to add these numbers, firstly convert them into like decimals. Here we can see that the greatest number of decimal places is 3. So convert these numbers according to it. So 8.64 can be written as 8.640. And we can see that here the largest number of and 580.7 can be written as 580.700. Now write it down these numbers here, 8.640 and 580.700. The last number is 84.357. Now add these numbers. 0 plus 0 plus 7 is 7. 4 plus 0 plus 5 is 9. 6 plus 7 plus 3 is 16. 1 carry. 1 plus 8 plus 4 is 13. 1 goes for carry. 1 plus 8 plus 8 is 17. And 1 plus 5 is 6. Place the decimal point here. The required answer is 673. So the required answer is 673.697. Subtraction of decimals. To find the difference of two decimal numbers, we follow the following steps. Step 1. Convert the given decimals into like decimals. Step 2. Write the smaller number under the larger one so that the decimal point of both the numbers are in the same column. Step 3. Subtract as in the same case of ordinary numbers. Step 4. In the difference, put the decimal point directly under the decimal points of the given numbers. Example 1. Subtract 8.453 from 13.07. In order to subtract these numbers, firstly we need to convert them into like decimals. So here the greatest number of decimal places is 3. So we need to change this number into 3 decimal places number. So 13.07 can be written as 13.070. Now it has 3 decimal places. We need to subtract this number from this number. So write this number first, 13.070. Now write the number in column wise, 8.453. Now subtract the number. It will take 1 from 7, it becomes 10. So 10 minus 3 is 7. It becomes 6 after giving 1 to it becomes 6, and 6 minus 5 is 1. Now it will borrow 1 from 3. So it will become 2 and it will become 10. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Now 2. It will borrow 1 from 1. So it will become 12. So 12 minus 8 is 4. So the final answer is 4.617. Converting decimals into fractions. To convert a decimal into a fraction, we A. Write the decimal without the decimal point as the numerator of the fraction. B. Write 1 followed by as many zeros as there are decimal places in the given decimals as the denominator of the fraction. C. Simplify the fraction if possible. Example 1. Convert the following decimals into fractions. I am doing part A first. So 0.9, we can see that we have only one decimal place after the decimal. So we can see that we have only one decimal place. So we will write it as 9 upon 10. If it has two decimal place, then we'll write it as 9 upon 100. If 3, then 9 upon 1000. It goes like this. Now I'm doing part C. So 12.25. We have two decimal places. So I'm writing it as 1225 upon 100. Now it is not in the shortest term, so I'm converting it into 1 by dividing it by 5. So it will be 20. So it will be 245. Now again it is divisible by 5. It is 5, and again it is divisible by 5 by 4, and it is by 49. So 49 by 4. After converting into mixed form, I will write it as 12 1 by 4. Similarly, do part B and part D. Converting fractions into decimals. When the denominators of a fraction is 10 or a power of 10, we can change it into decimals by raising the decimal point from the right as many places as the number of power of 10 in denominator. Example 2. Convert the following fractions into decimals. Part A. We have 29 by 10. We can see that it has only one zero in the denominator part. So place decimal after one number counting from the right. So it will be 2.9. Similarly, part B, 412 by 100. We can see that it has two zeros and it has 20 in the denominator part. So place decimal after two numbers counting from the right hand side. So it will be 4.12. Similarly, do part C and part D on your own. Example 3. Convert the following fractions into decimals. Part A as 2 by 5. In order to convert any fraction into decimal, firstly convert the denominator. So part A we have 2 by 5. In order to convert any fraction into decimal, firstly convert the denominator part as 10, 100, 1000 as the multiple of 10. So 5 can be converted into 100 by multiplying by 20. If we multiply something on the denominator part, we have to multiply the same number as well as on the numerator part. So it will become 40 by 100. Now it is easy to convert it into decimal. We can see that we have two zeros. So we have two zeros here. So place decimal after two numbers. So it will be 0.40. It can also be written as 0.4. Now part B, 7 by 4. How can we convert this 4 into 100? By multiplying by 25. So we'll get 100 here, and 7 into 25 is 175. Now place decimal after two numbers from the extreme right. It will be 1.75. So complete part C and D on your own in the similar way. Example 5. Convert 12 by 25 into decimal fraction. In order to convert it into decimal fraction, firstly we need to convert this mixed fraction into improper fraction. So 12 by 25 can be written as 5 into 25 plus 12 whole divided by 25. So it is 137 upon 25. Now divide this fraction. Now I am writing two decimal places after I am placing the decimal and writing two decimal places after the decimal, because we have two digit on the denominator part. Let's divide this. 25. So 25 into 5 is 125. We'll get 12 here. And 0. Now 0 carry. Placing the decimal here. Now 25 into 4 is 100. We'll get 20 here. Now bringing this 0 here. And 25 into 8 is 200. So it is 0. So the final answer will be 5.48. So this is the final answer. To convert a fraction into decimal by division method, we follow the following steps to convert fractions into a decimal by division method. Step 1. Divide the numerator by the denominator. Step 2. Complete the division until a non-zero remainder is obtained. Step 3. Insert a decimal point in the dividend and the quotient. Step 4. Put a 0 on the right of the decimal point in the dividend as well as on the right of the remainder. Divide again just as whole numbers. Step 5. Repeat step 4 until the remainder is 0. Multiplication of decimals. Multiplication of a decimal by a whole number. To multiply a decimal by a whole number, we follow the following steps. Step 1. Multiply the decimal without the decimal point by the whole number. Step 2. Place the decimal point so as to obtain as many decimal places in the product as there are in the decimal number. Consider the following examples to make the concept more clear. Example 2. Multiply 71.24 by 36. While multiplying, firstly ignore the decimal and write it as 7124 into 36, like normal multiplication. 6 into 4 is 24, 2 carry. 6 into 2 is 12 plus 2 14, 1 carry. 6 into 1 is 6 plus 1 7, 6 into 7 is 42. Now again place cross or a 0 here. Now 3 into 4 is 12, 3 into 2 is 6 plus 1 7, 3 into 1 is 3 and 3 into 7 is 21. Now add these. 4 plus 0 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 7 plus 7 is 14, 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6, 4 plus 1 is 5 and here 2. Now we got 2, 5, 6, 4, 6, 4. We can see that we have 2 decimal places here. So now counting the decimal places from the extreme right, it is 4, 6. Now place the decimal here. So the final answer will be 2564.64. So this is how we will do this. Multiplication of a decimal by 10, 100, 1000. When a decimal number is multiplied by 10, 100 or 1000, the decimal points move to the right respectively by 1 place, 2 places or 3 places in the product. Let us consider the following example. First, 0.4 into 10 is equals to 4 by 10 into 10, which is equals to 4. That is 4 tenths into 10 is equals to 4 ones, which is 0.4 into 10 is equals to 4. Second, 6.43 into 100 is equals to 643 divided by 100 into 100 is equals to 643. That is 6 ones, 4 tenths, 3 hundredths into 100 is equals to 600, 4 tenths, 3 ones. Third, 1.89 into 1000 is equals to 1890. That is 1 ones, 8 tenths, 9 hundredths is equals to 1809 tenths. So we can have the following rules. Rule 1. When a decimal number is multiplied by 10, the decimal point moves to the right by 1 place. Rule 2. When a decimal number is multiplied by 100, the decimal point moves to the right by 2 places. Step 3. When a decimal number is multiplied by 1000, the decimal points move to the right by 3 places and so on. Example 3. Find the following products. Let's do part A first. Let's do part A. 7.36 into 10. If any decimal number is multiplied by 10 or a multiple of 10, we have to reduce the number of decimals. So if 7.36 is multiplied by 10, the decimal places will be moved by one number on the left hand side. So it will become 73.6. Because we have 1 0 in 10, so it will move one step. If it has 2 zeros, then 2 step. Now part B, it is 42.02 into 100. It has 2 number of zeros, so the decimal will be moved 2 places here. So 4202 will be the final answer. Now part C, 11.3 into 1000. So it will move 3 places on the it will move 3 places on the right hand side. So 11300 will be the answer. Multiplication of 2 decimals. Look at this example. 18.9 into 0.4 is equals to 189 divided by 10 into 4 divided by 10, which is equals to 189 into 4 whole divided by 100, which is equals to 756 upon 100, which makes it 7.56. The above multiplication can also be performed as like this. Thus, to multiply 2 decimals, we follow the following steps. Step 1. Multiply the 2 decimals without the decimal points, just like whole numbers. Step 2. In the product, place the decimal point so that the number of decimal places in the product is equal to the sum of the decimal places in the given decimals. Example 2. Multiply 6.013 by 2.95. Firstly, multiply these numbers ignoring the decimals. 5 into 3 is 15. 5 into 1 is 5 plus 1 6. 5 into 0 is 0. 5 into 6 is 30. Now 9 into 3 is 27. 2 carry. 9 into 1 is 1 plus 2 is 11. 9 into 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 9 into 6 is 54. Now 2 into 3. Now I'm erasing the carries. 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 0 is 0. 2 into 6 is 12. Add these numbers. 5, 13. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. And here 1. So we got 1773835. Now we can see that in order to place the decimal, we have to count the number of decimal places in the question. We have 3 here and 2 here. So the total number of decimal places will be 5. So count from the extreme right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So place the decimal here. So the final answer will be 17.73835. Word problems on multiplication of decimals. Example 1. In this question, we have given the cost of one book. We need to find the cost of other 32 books. So, the given cost of one book is equals to rupees 175.45. Therefore, cost of 32 such books will be equal to 32 into cost of one book, that is equals to 175.45. Now multiply 175.45 ignoring the decimal part into 32. Now multiply it. 2 into 5 is 10. 2 into 4 is 8 plus 1 9. 2 into 5 is 10. 2 into 4 is 2 into 7 is 14 plus 1 15. 2 into 1 is 2 plus 1 3. So here now I am removing the carry part. Now again 3 into 5 is 15. 3 into 4 is 12 plus 1 13. 3 into 5 is 15 plus 1 16. 3 into 7 is 21 plus 1 22. 3 into 1 is 3 plus 2, 5. So add this, we got 0, 14 here, 1 plus 3 is 4, 5 plus 6 is 11, 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6, plus, yeah, and here 5. So we got 5, 6, 1, 4, 4, 0. We can count the number of decimal places. We have only 2 decimal places. So place decimal after 2 numbers from the extreme right. So we got 5614.40 as the cost of 32 books. So the final cost of the 32 books are 5614.40. Division of decimals. Division of a decimal by a whole number. To divide a decimal by a whole number, we follow the following steps. Step 1. Perform the division by considering the dividend a whole number. Step 2. When the division of whole number part of the dividend is complete, put the decimal point in the quotient and proceed with the division as in the case of whole numbers. Example 1. Divide 259.25 by 17. The division of the decimal number is similar to the division of the whole numbers. So 259.25 dividing by 17. So 17 into 1 is 17. We got 8 here. Bring 9. Now 17 into 5 is 85. So it is 4. Bring 2 here. Now 17 into 2 is 34. We got 8. Bring this 5 here. Now 17 into 5 is 85. So we got 0 here. We got 1525 after dividing this number. Now placing the decimal place, we got 2 decimal places. So place decimal after counting 2 numbers from the extreme right. So we got 15.25. So this is our required answer. Division of a decimal by 10, 100 and 1000. When we divide a decimal number by 10, 100 and 1000, the decimal point in the dividend moves to the left by 1 place, 2 places or 3 places respectively. Let us consider the following example. For example, 1. 3 divided by 10 is equals to 3 into 1 by 10, which is equals to 3 by 10, which is equals to 0.3. 3.7 divided by 100 is equals to 37 divided by 10, which is equals to 37 divided by 10 into 1 by 100, which is equals to 37 divided by 1000, which is equals to 0.037. 3 ones plus 7 tenths divided by 100 is equals to 300 7 thousandths is equals to 0.037. So we can have the following rules. Rule 1. When a decimal is divided by 10, the decimal point moves to the left at 1 place. Rule 2. When a decimal is divided by 100, the decimal point moves to the left by 2 places. Rule 3. When a decimal is divided by 1000, the decimal point moves to the left by 3 places, and so on. Thus we have A. 0.75 divided by 10 is equals to 0.75 divided by 10 is equals to 0.075. Part B. 0.75 divided by 100 is equals to 0.75 divided by 100 is equals to 0.0075. Part C. 0.75 divided by 1000 is equals to 0.75 divided by 1000 is equals to 0.00075. Division by a multiple of 10, 100 and 1000. Example 1. Divide 27.5 by 30. Write it as 27.5 divided by 30. Now we can write 27.5 upon 30 as 3 into 10, or we can also write it as into 1 by 3. Now divide this 27.5 by 10 first. As we have studied, it will become 2.75 upon 3. So on dividing 2.75 by 3, we get 0.196. Division of a decimal by a decimal. To divide a decimal by a decimal, we follow the following steps. Step 1. Convert the divisor into a whole number by multiplying the dividend and the divisor by 10 or 100 or 1000, etc., depending upon the number of decimal places in the divisor. Step 2. Now divide the new dividend by the whole number as discussed earlier. Example 1. Divide 125.086 by 0.26. In this question, I am going to convert the divisor into whole number. And how I am going to do this? By multiplying by 100, because it has two numbers after the decimal part, after the decimal. So if it has three numbers, then I will multiply by 100. If I am going to multiply something in the divisor, I am going to multiply it on the dividend as well. So 0.26 into 100 will become 26, and 125.086 into 100 will become 125.086. It will become 125.08.6. So this is the divisor and this is the dividend. Now divide the number. 125.08.6 and here 26. Now 26 into 4 is 104. We got 21 here. Bring this 0 here. Now 26 into 8 is 208. We got 2 here. Bring down the 8. Now 26 into 1 is 26. Here we got 2 and bring down this 6. And now again 21 into 1 is 26. We got 0 here. So we got quotient as 4811. We have only one decimal place left, so we mark the decimal here. So this is our required answer, which is 48, which is 481.1. Example 3. Find the quotient of the following. Part A, 0.036 divided by 0.4. Firstly, we need to convert this divisor into a whole number. So it has one number or one decimal place. So we'll multiply it by 10. So we'll got 4 here. If we multiply something in the divisor, we need to multiply the same number with the dividend also. So 0.036 into 10 will become 0.36. Now divide the number. 0.36 divided by 4. Now 4 into 0 is 0. Again 4 into 0 is 0. We got 3 again. Now bring this 6. Now 4 into 9 is 36. So we got 0 here. Now the quotient is 009. We have two decimal places, so we'll place decimal after counting two numbers. So the quotient will be 0.09. And this is how we do this question. The part B and part C are very much similar, so perform this on your own. Division of a whole number by a decimal. To divide a whole number by a decimal, we convert the divisor into a whole number by multiplying the dividend and the divisor by 10 or 100 or 1000, etc., depending upon the number of decimal places in the divisor. Example 1. Divide 6665 by 21.5. Firstly, we need to convert this decimal number into a whole number. So it has only one number after the decimal, so it will be multiplied by 10. So 21.5 into 10 will be 215. Now these both numbers are whole number. So this has become a simple division. So 215 dividing 6665. So 215 into 3 is 645. So we are left with 21. Now bring this 5, it will be 1. So it will be 125. After subtracting we got 0. Now again 0 here. Now it has become again 0. So we got 310 in the quotient. Therefore the answer or the quotient is 310. To convert fractions into decimals. We may convert any fraction into decimal by directly dividing its numerator by its denominator. The following examples will make the concept more clear. Example 3, we need to convert these fractions into decimal. Part A, 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 can be written as 2 divided by 5. So we can write it as 2 here and 5 here. So we'll divide it as, firstly 5 into 0 is 0. So we'll got 2 here. Now place a decimal here. After placing a decimal, we write 0 here. And 5 into 4 is 20. So now the remainder has become 0. So we got quotient as 0.4. Therefore 2 by 5 is equals to 0.4. Let me explain 7 by 8. 7 by 8 can be written as 7 divided by 8. So 7 here and 8 here. Now 8 into 0 is 0. So we'll got 7 here. For placing a decimal here, we need to place a 0 here. So the multiple of 8 nearest to 70 is 64, which is 8 into 8 is 64. So we got 6 here. Now again place a 0 here. So we got 8 into 7 is equals 8 into 7 is 56. We got 4 here. Again place a 0. Now 8 into 5 is 40. So the remainder is 0 now. So the quotient is 0.875. Therefore we can write 7 by 8 is equals to 0.875. Word problems on division of decimals. Example 1. We have a sack that carries 16.5 kgs of sugar. We need to find how many sacks can pack 313.5 kgs of sugar. A sack contains 16.5 kgs of sugar. We need to calculate or we need to find the number of sacks that can pack an amount of 313.5 kgs of sugar. So the number of sacks required to pack 313.5 kgs of sugar will be equal to 313.5 divided by 16.5. Now this is a division between a decimal number and a decimal number. For this we need to convert the decimal number or the divisor part into a whole number. So 16.5 after multiplying by 10 becomes 165. If we multiply the divisor by 10, we need to multiply the dividend by the same number as well. So 313.5 into 10 will become 3135. Now divide these numbers. So 3135 divided by 165. 165 into 1 is 165. After subtracting, we got 148. Now bring down this 5. Now 165 into 9 is 1485. Now the remainder has become 0. So we got 19 number of sacks that are required to pack 313.5 kgs of sugar. Therefore, answer is 19.